You know that feeling, right? You're just driving along, minding your own business, and then you hear it. A new noise, a weird squeak, a rattle, a grind. It is so tempting to just crank up the music and pretend it's not happening, but listen, those sounds are not random. They are your car's built-in early warning system.
So let me ask you straight up. Have you ever heard that weird, high-pitched squeak when you step on the brakes? Or maybe a strange little knock coming from deep under the hood? I'm willing to bet most of us have. And we've all had that moment where we just kind of hope it'll magically fix itself.
But here's the thing you absolutely have to remember. Those noises are your car trying to talk to you. They are direct, clear warning signs that something is wrong. And ignoring them? Well, that's how a small, easy fix turns into a massive, wallet-destroying repair bill.
Okay, so let's start with what is without a doubt the most important safety feature on your car, the brakes. Now, there are two really distinct sounds you need to listen for here, and trust me, they mean two very, very different things.
Okay, check this out, because this is actually pretty clever. That high-pitched squeal you hear, that's not a mistake. It's a feature. Car manufacturers build a tiny piece of metal into the brake pad, and its only job is to start making that annoying squeal when your pads get low. It's literally your car saying, "Hey, heads up, time to schedule a brake job." But if you hear a grinding noise, that's a whole different story. That is the danger zone. It means your brake pads are completely gone, and what you're hearing is metal grinding directly on metal. This is incredibly damaging, and more importantly, it means your car might not be able to stop properly.
So be honest, you've heard that squeal before, right? And maybe you thought, I'll get to it next week. It's super common, but now you know exactly what it is. It's the first and honestly the nicest warning your car is going to give you about your brakes.
All right, moving on from the brakes to the absolute heart of your car, the engine. The sounds coming from under the hood can be some of the most serious and definitely the most expensive you will ever deal with.
So if you pop the hood and you hear a hissing sound, that almost always means something is leaking where it shouldn't be. Now, it could be something like a vacuum leak, but the one you really have to worry about is a coolant leak. If your car loses its coolant, that engine will overheat in just a few minutes, and that can cause some truly catastrophic damage. Now, an engine knock. That is a sound that should send an immediate chill down your spine. Now, it could be something simple, like you accidentally used low-quality gas or your engine oil is low. But it can also be a sign of very, very serious internal damage. We're talking about metal parts inside your engine actually smashing into each other. And this right here really shows you what's at stake. Ignoring an engine knock can and often does lead to complete engine failure. That's one of the single most expensive repairs you could ever face. So please, if you hear a knock, pull over safely, turn the car off, and get it checked out immediately. Okay, next up, let's talk about sounds from your drivetrain. And what's the drivetrain? Well, it's basically everything that takes the power from your engine and gets it to the wheels to actually make your car go. Have you ever been making a really sharp turn, maybe in a parking lot, and you hear that rhythmic clicking noise, that click, 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 click sound? That is the classic textbook sign of a failing CV joint. These joints are absolutely critical for getting power to your wheels as they turn. If one of them breaks completely, your car can just stop moving. The engine will be running, but no power will get to the wheel, and you'll be stranded. All right, what about a whining sound that gets higher in pitch the faster you go? That is another major red flag. It often points to a problem with either your transmission or your power steering system, usually because the fluid is low or parts are wearing out. And let me tell you, transmission problem are two words you never want to hear your mechanic say. Those repairs are famously expensive.
And finally, here's a sound you really can't miss, a sudden, loud roar that makes your little sedan sound like a souped-up race car. This almost always means there's a problem with your exhaust system, like a hole in the muffler or a broken pipe. And yeah, it's kind of embarrassing, but it's also bad for your gas mileage, and it's definitely not good for the environment.
So as we start to wrap this up, I think it's pretty clear that these sounds are way more than just little annoyances. They are literally your car's way of giving you a final warning before a tiny issue becomes a gigantic, expensive disaster. This right here, this is really the whole point. Your car is an incredibly complex machine, and it's constantly giving you feedback on how it's doing. These noises aren't just happening by accident, they are a language, and our job as drivers is to learn how to listen.
So really, the takeaway is simple. Listen to your car. The moment you hear a new, strange sound, don't put it off. Acting early is the single best thing you can do to save yourself a ton of money, a ton of time, and a whole lot of stress.
All right, now I want to hear from you. We've all got a story. Hop down into the comments and tell us, what is the absolute strangest noise your car has ever made, and what did it end up being? Let's hear those stories.
And hey, if you found this helpful, do me a favor and hit that like button. It really helps us out. And of course, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications because we are always posting new tips that can literally save you thousands of dollars in car repairs. Thanks for watching.